Hey, hi, hello, and welcome back to my channel. This is where we have no rhyme or reason, just make it aesthetic. Welcome to DIY or Don't, where we put projects from around the internet on trial to see if they're actually worth your time or if they belong in craft jail. This is a new series, so hopefully you enjoy it, and if you don't, too bad. Kicking off with today's debut installment, I saw this video a month or so ago, and I thought it was a brilliant idea.
Let's make a mini art gallery necklace from scratch.
Now, before we get into this, every video in this series will be filmed over many days as I have a baby and a family I need to take care of. But I will time everything to give you the best idea of how time-consuming each project is. I will rate every project as a do or don't, and if I really hate it, straight to craft jail.
Right to jail, right away.
So beginning this project, I bought the following supplies, mostly from eBay, as I'm old school and still love and enjoy eBay. Jewelry making supplies. These kits are really great and contain all the basics that you need. Gold chain. Gold is my preference, and you can use your preferred metal if you want. Pre-made resin frames. You can make your own, like the original creator did, but I weighed cost and time, and this came out as best. UV quick set resin and a small UV lamp. I think this one was like $5 on Temu. So in the beginning, I tried to use my dress form to map out the shoulder neck area and figure out placement. Was this a good idea? No. With the factor only used 6 frames as opposed to the 12 or something in the original video, I didn't think this would matter much, as I knew general spacing and drop in the chest décolletage area. Just ignore everything behind me. I have 2 kids and a pit bull who is practically another kid. Very hard to not have clutter. Before we proceed, I should be introducing someone. Diana. She is my dress form. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to use the tiniest little bit of tape to pin these on in the right sections. I think I'm gonna go for 5. I know in the video she used heaps, but I feel like these ones that I bought are a lot bigger than the ones she had in the video. I guess it kind of serves me for going the easy route. Now, let's do this. I think I want to center this because that's my favorite of all the ones I bought. Maybe around there. Stay still, Diana. I don't know if this tape is going to hold, but I'm going to hope it does. I'm just going to spend a bit of time fiddling with this. The tape is not working like I want it to. I was trying to accommodate for the curvature of the shoulders, neck. One thing I am learning is that even with the patterning of this, oh shit, not necessarily a factor. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay them flat. Bye, Diana. After a bit, I came to my senses and just used a flat surface to complete this project. This is my dining table, so this is where I'm going to do it for now. I then began, again, mapping out the frames and where they would all fit in with each other to get a rough idea for shape and distance. Just want the distances to be okay. I might drop those down a little bit. I want this one staggered because I feel like the staggering brings a bit more cohesion to it all. These ones are my favorite, but I just don't feel like I can put any more in this situation unless I did it there, but then it comes too high up on the neck. So I think that's what I'm going to stick with. The next step was to head to Kmart to get the photos printed. Why Kmart? Because my local office works burnt down. I then returned home and began the process of putting the pictures in the frames. Although, problems which I completely zoned out arose. Okay, now that I have acquired the printouts, I'm just going to kind of match which frame they're going to go with. I think King Henry is going to get my heart. And because it's so different, the foxglove is probably going to get the large center. I'm going to then cut them out and I'm going to put them into the frames. I didn't have the biggest choice of scissors. I had kitchen scissors, massive fabric scissors, or hair cutting scissors. I'm going to choose my hair cutting scissors. Now, when I cut out these, I'm just going to use a pencil to do the outline. Pencil can just be rubbed away. And then I'm going to go further than that outline so it backs on. And I'm just going to repeat that process for everything here. I've got my UV lamp on I'm going to be using my UV resin as a glue to get these to adhere. And then I'm going to place the picture on, and I'm just going to kind of like shift it around. It doesn't matter if a little bit of glue comes through like that, because I'm going to be filling the whole entire thing with clear resin. So now that's in a position that I like, I'm going to put it under the lamp. I realized quickly that the photos were bleeding into the resin, something that if I had have thought for more than 3 seconds, would have realized before I failed. I had to run back to Kmart. Now, the original creator did not run into this issue as she had hand-painted everything herself. A task in which I admire, but a task in which I could not commit to that kind of dedication of time, or this project would have taken me over 3 months. To counteract the resin bleeding into the ink of the photo, I thought long and hard for a solution, but arrived at one that was just so simple, cheap, and most people have in their house: sticky tape. Okay. I've gone back to the drawing board on a couple of things. So I have worked out a way to stop the color bleed of printed photos, and that is with clear tape. So I am currently in the process of popping out all the ones that bled and replacing them with clear tape and then doing a resin coat on them. So I'm just going to do all of that and then move on. So once I popped out every single one and began again, and this time wrapped every photo with tape, I began the resin process again. And then, after 3 layers of resin, you've got a couple of things like this. So now that they are decent, I'm gonna reset this out and work out what I'm doing from here. Next up, I reset everything as intended and began the next hurdle, joining these together. During the resin process, I tested drilling tiny boreholes into the pre-made frames and realized the original fasteners I was going to use will crack the resin. This is where I realized why making the resin frames would have been easier in the creation process. I'm just gluing fasteners onto these. I know that doesn't sound very long-term and stable, but I have every faith in the world in resin and glue.
It just might work.
I overcame this by resin and glue setting fasteners on the backside of each frame in places that I had set out. One thing to consider in this process is the interaction of hanging. So where gravity will provide the tension on each frame to allow it to hang in a shape of formation. The hardest part of this is actually trying to work out where the gravity points of everything is to try and keep it as all a cohesive piece. So what I have worked out is I'm going to have 2 joiners here, and these are going to be like a triangle on either side here. And then there's going to be a third chain that comes off to attach to this one. So this one has tension. This one will gain its tension from these and get its stability from these. These ones will have tension from these. I'm not quite sure where these ones will get their tension from, and this one will get its tension from this one. I will work it out. Once I had it about 80% figured out, I just went for it, dove into joining it all together. And surprisingly, it worked out well. So now that I'm at this point, I'm just gonna get these joiners and start joining these together. Once some were joined, it was time to add the chains. The hardest part of these chains was using these unbelievably blunt side cutters that I've had for so long they outlasted a marriage. I then realized during this, hey, I have a box of pearl beads. Maybe this will be a great addition to this necklace. And as quickly as the idea came, I hated it. But I did like the idea of the cascades hanging around it, so I continued with the gold chain to add a little bit more detail while also keeping the frames as the absolute center of focus. The last part was adding on the necklace part so it can be worn. I made an initial length, and after trying it on, shortened it twice. I also added on many O-ring attachments so the length can be adjusted. And here it is, full glory. And every frame contains something that is close to my heart and the things that I love. Comment down below if you can name everything in these frames and you'll get a gold star. I'm quite pleased with how this DIY turned out. Out of 5, 1 being hard, 5 being easy, I would put the level of ease around a 3. The total time, this took over 3 hours, not including running to get supplies and printing pictures multiple times, so it's not bad for a weekend project. I give this a 4 out of 5 for time, being quite time efficient. Cost of project. The products I actually bought for this was the chain, frames, printing, and the UV resin and mini lamp. I think in total I spent around $25 Australian to make this, including the mini lamp. So I give this a 4 out of 5 for being quite cost efficient. Overall, I think this is a DIY do. No craft jail today. Full credits again go to the original creator, Magic Colors of Samriddhi. I hope I say that correct, but I will link that down below and I'll put it right here. So full credits to them for this great DIY for customizable jewelry that can become such a conversational piece and reflective of one's personality. Thank you for joining me for the first DIY or don't video. I have just begun the next installment in this series today. This new one, it's a clothing one. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, and you can also hype this video. If you have anything that you would like to see, or you can think of a DIY that you want me to try, you can send it to my Instagram, which is listed in the description. You can also comment down below. And as always, I hope you have a fantabulous day. Bye.